45.
Sure.
Okay, this meeting is being live streamed. So good afternoon, good morning, depending on where in the world you're watching, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are watching from. You should see now that the live stream is happening on YouTube. We would love it if you're watching on YouTube, that's another channel, YouTube. If you could drop a comment and say hello, let us know the live stream is working. On Zoom, you don't need to do that because I can see all of you inside the Zoom room here. We are testing out this technology because moving forward every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern time, the Meller Marketing VIP Job Seeker Office Hours is now going to be broadcast live on YouTube. So I want to thank my very good friend, Christopher Johnson, for helping me out getting the process started. Christopher, do you want to say hi and welcome to the group real quick?
Greetings. Welcome to the group.
Okay, let me try that again. Christopher, do you want to introduce yourself and say hi before we start going on Brian's profile audit?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Brenda. This is a fabulous experiment and a warm and welcoming environment. The information that will be shared and disseminated is just priceless. So soak it all up. Enjoy, relax, take notes, and watch on repeat.
Wonderful. Christopher, thank you so much for helping. We're testing this process out for today, and then moving forward on every Friday from 10 to 11, you'll see a live stream coming out. So do make sure that you're subscribing to my YouTube channel. You'll get notifications about when we go live. And I'd also just make a note on your calendar so that you're coming out onto YouTube in case that app isn't open in the background. And I had asked for a couple of folks from my VIP job seeker community to come on the call here today to help us to test this technology. Too many T words in a row there. And I said that I would give a profile audit, maybe of one or two individuals. I'm actually only going to do one profile audit today. And Brian was the first person who asked for that profile audit. So Brian, I'm going to ask if you could please unmute yourself and remind us, what are your goals for using LinkedIn? And while you're doing that, I'm going to pull your profile up and then we'll jump in there. Brian, you'll have to unmute yourself as well.
Yes, give me 10 seconds. I just got to shut my door here.
Oh, no problem. I hear Brian's got some little dogs in the background. I have a dog at my house as well. Sometimes I think I'm going to sit on my patio and do my client coaching call. My dog's fine. And then the neighbor lets their dogs out. And then I have to like quickly go get my dog and close the door. And it's an awkward thing. So we help each other out. We make things work back and forth on here. Brian, just wave when you're ready. And then we'll start going into your LinkedIn profile. And reminder for those folks that are watching, I'm going to do a profile audit today of Brian's profile. We're going to start by, I'm going to ask Brian some questions about his LinkedIn goals. And then I'm going to do a once over on his profile from top to bottom, give him some pointers on different areas of his profile to help him to better achieve those goals using LinkedIn. And hopefully, as you're watching this today, you will gain some insights as well. I always try to make sure that the advice I'm given, I'm giving it broad enough so that it helps the person I'm giving it to, but also the viewing community, others as well. Did I see you waving, Brian? Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
And is this recorded because you are brilliant and wonderful, but you talk faster than I can write?
I do have a habit. Some people have said it's like drinking from a fire hose. I'm like, I get excited. So Brian, it's technically, yes, it is recorded, but it's sitting on YouTube. So if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, you will be able to watch this in playback as many times as you'd like, and you can share it along or do whatever you'd like with it. Absolutely.
Perfect. So my goals are on LinkedIn. I'm seeking a full-time soft skills business training position. So leadership, conflict resolution, leadership development, team building. And also if there's a coaching, I know there's a bunch of coaching program companies out there, and I've been applying to those. So I'm looking for a coaching position in addition to that. And then where I got great advice from everybody last week, Christopher and Mindy, and I just didn't get time to do it, but I'd like your tip on, I am no longer at Ken Seeley Community, so I want to end that. And instead of saying, if this is okay, that I'm a therapist at Department of Corrections, Washington State, I want to say I'm consulting at Department of Corrections, Washington State.
Okay. So coaching Department of Corrections at Washington State, that's the consulting. I'm sorry, but is that what you'd want to show as your top experience on your profile right now?
No, that's what my current job. Sorry.
That's your current job. Okay. So let me kind of back up. I'm going to start at the top of your profile. So I just want to confirm what I heard from you. You are looking for a full-time job as a coach, working for yourself
or business trainer. Yeah.
Working for yourself or working for a company?
Working for a company.
Working for a company. So you are looking for a full-time job working in a training role for a company, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what you just told me there, now I'm going to be putting my hat on with you think about a horse when it's riding, it has like the blinders on, like everything's got to be super razor sharp focused on supporting that goal. We don't want to create confusion. We don't want to be too vague for people. A lot of times I see job seekers are like, well, I'll take anything. So then they set up their profile so that it appeals to everyone. And when you do that, it really appeals to no one because nobody knows what you're looking for. So I'm going to give you direct, blunt feedback, Brian. I'll be kind, but I'm going to give you direct, blunt feedback as I'm going through this. Very first thing is top of your profile. It's kind of like when we go to a bakery, it's the top of a cupcake that we're buying. Okay. So top of your profile is kind of like the top of a cupcake at a bakery. The cupcake that you will buy, it looks really appealing. It's got fruit and sprinkles and great frosting and everything. That's what you're buying. That you say, I'll have a dozen of those, right? If it looks kind of burnt or the frosting is cracked in half or it's not frosted at all, you're like, well, you skip that when you go on to the next cupcake in the bakery stand. I know you're like thinking, why didn't she use a pie analogy there? Well, you can't quite use that with a pie. I guess you can. The pie looks appealing, maybe. I don't know. At any rate, top of your profile. So 2 areas here, headshot photo, header graphic. Headshot photo, what I'm looking for is this is professional, pleasant, smiling, recent. When I jump on a Zoom call with you, you look similar to the headshot photo. The only concern I have with the headshot photo, Brian, is it's a little bit dark lit on the, the left side of your face. It's not well lit across your face. So it almost feels like you're hiding something on one. And I don't think you are. I think it was just the way that the lighting hit on there. But if you ever have an opportunity to get a professional headshot photo taken, get it taken, because it creates the best positive first impression people have on your profile. I go to a professional headshot photographer. I mean, it costs a couple $100. It's worth it because it helps me to get business. If you don't have that budget, then there's a couple alternatives. You can certainly do this yourself using your iPhone or whatever device you have, put it on a tripod, just make sure that you're facing a lighting source, or find a college student who is studying photography. They have a really great camera, get them to take pictures, or go to your local CVS, Walgreens, wherever they offer passport photos. Typically, it's against a white background using a digital photo device. That's a couple other options to think about. You can certainly leave yours on there, but you asked me for a profile audit, so I'm going to tell you what I think on there. Second thing is your header. Your header image in the background is very interesting. I'll start with that, but it's too interesting. I don't know where to look, and I don't know how that relates to what you're looking for. It kind of, to me, feels like I don't know what they called, like a mind map exercise where there's a bunch of keywords. It's kind of like a Wordle. I think it's a brain. And then we've got emojis. And I'm like, is it a song title? No. Is it things that people say about Brian? Maybe. Is it feelings? I don't know. Like, it's going in so many different directions. My mind doesn't know how to process it. So I stopped processing it. I would love to see something. If you are looking for a business training role with an organization, you want there to be a single focal point in that header image. And you want it to be very clear to people that you are an experienced trainer. So think about a single image in the background, and it can be mountains, it can be color swirls, it can be the ocean, it can be something created in canva.com for free. But maybe there's a tagline that says, the business trainer who leads with empathy, or something that's describing who you are as an employee and how you are different than other business trainers out there. So think about something that's a little bit more succinct on there. Now, you don't have to do any of this, Brian. You can keep everything as is, but if you're asking me to give you an audit, I'm a marketer and I get LinkedIn.
No, that's perfect. And if anybody has advice and if it pops into your head, I'm looking to succinctly say, I know I'm an expert at creating change on teams and bringing out the best in people. And I'm looking for a way to say that that's not cliche. I
create change on teams. And what was the second part of it?
I help people. So I create positive or performance change with teams, and I bring out the best of everybody on the team.
Okay. So that needs to be a little bit more succinct. And there's 2 statements on there. If we can boil that down to 1 statement, that would be even better. Or maybe you've got a bullet, first statement, second statement that goes in the header, business trainer, and then it's got the 2 bullets underneath it. So hopefully you're kind of putting this into the percolator. We'll come out with something on the back end of it. You could certainly keep what you have on there. I feel like it's doing you a disservice though. I feel like it's too confusing. There's too many things swirling around, which brings me to the next point, which is your headline. So when I read your headline, business training, okay, that's one thing. Consulting, okay, that's kind of related. Speaker, okay, kind of related. Now we go men's bariatric coach, adjunct faculty. Are those all related, or are those different angles? Brian, tell me about that.
Well, if I'm being honest, they are different angles.
Okay. What's your primary goal for using LinkedIn?
Yeah, I can get rid of men's bariatric coach and put in something more related to business training.
Okay.
Or consulting. So,
okay. So you see where I'm going with this. I'm thinking those are all related. So I'm thinking your business training is related to health, men's bariatric health, and adjunct faculty. I'm thinking, are you like a medical doctor? Or are you a physical trainer or something? So we want to make sure everything's kind of succinct in what you have in there. I'm going to need to speed this up because I've got about 5 minutes and then I've got to jump on another call. When I click on your contact info, now I see you've got Brian at Dr. Brian Grossman. Are you a doctor? Do you have a PhD or some other doctoral certificate?
PhD.
Why don't you have that in your name field?
I don't know.
You earned it, didn't you?
Yes. And it's real. So should I put PhD? I will.
Absolutely. And I feel like sometimes people don't put it in their profile because they feel it makes them overqualified. If you are a trainer who has a doctoral certification degree or a consultant, absolutely it's relevant. Now, if you're looking for a digital marketing specialist role and you have a PhD, people are going to go, what? No, we're not going to hire that guy. But PhD is definitely an asset to being a trainer consultant. I think that's definitely relevant. So if I were you, go into your top header card. There's a little white area. Click on the gray pencil icon. At the end of your last name, after Grossman, comma, PhD. That's where I would put it in that name field.
Perfect.
I see you've got your email address. Your Twitter, I'm hoping, is related to, it supports your business or your career goals. You hear my dog barking? I told you the neighbor's dog was going to let out at some point. Is this related to your business or career goals, Brian? I'm not going to click on Twitter right now. You can tell me.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'm trying to focus it on that, but it is just as diverse as my header statements. So I will refocus that.
Okay. Also inside contact info, you can add up to 3 web pages. There's an add a website link. You can add up to 3 web pages in there. Brian, I would love to see 3 web pages that are supporting your expertise as a business trainer, as a consultant, as a speaker. It could be a professional organization that you belong to. Maybe you belong to the National Speakers Bureau. It could be a YouTube video of you leading a training for another organization, if anything's public. If you have portfolio web pages, if you have a YouTube channel, anything along those lines, I'd love to see at least one link in the website section. And then once you land, put your employer as one of those links in there.
So where does that website section go again?
So let me show you on my profile, because I can't show you on your view of it unless I gave you meeting control over. So I'm going to click on the gray pencil icon. And then you're going to go into your, actually, I'm sorry, wrong section. Got to get my head into contact info. We're going to click on contact info and then click on the gray pencil icon at the top of your contact info. Now, in your view, you don't have any websites yet. So underneath the birthday field, underneath website, it will say add website. When you click on that, it will give you a box to add in a website URL. Okay.
So can that be, should I just create a web page that has my 2 videos of me doing presentation on workplace violence prevention and motivating the unmotivated from YouTube?
Are those those are on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
So you could put each of those as a separate website link. Website, it's really a web page. It doesn't have to be YouTube the channel, you can put video 1 as website 1, video 2 as website 2.
Perfect.
Okay. Now, LinkedIn is experiencing a little glitch on this right now. It used to be we could choose other, and then let me just show you on my contact info. If you chose other, it gives you another box that you could type in the keywords. If any new users try to do this right now, if you choose other, it's not going to let you do the coding that I've done. Let me just show you. I don't want to change it because it's going to delete it out.
No, that's
if you
fine.
choose,
I got it.
You'll get an error message. So just for now, just choose company. Once the glitch is fixed, I will post and talk about it so people can go back and correct their descriptions in there.
Okay.
All right. Couple minutes left here, and then I'm going to have to, we'll end the session here for today. A track record of expertise in business training. Okay. You're going to change this to the first person. So Brian, think about if you and I are sitting at a coffee shop. I'm thinking about hiring you. It's between you and another candidate. And I say, why should I hire you? You're going to turn to me and say, a track record of expertise in business training. You're not going to say that. You're going to say, I am an experienced, passionate business trainer who helps companies achieve their organizational goals, period. I do this through leading with empathy, by collaborating with team members, by making an inclusive and safe environment for training, and by understanding your company's goals. I'm currently seeking a full-time position as a business trainer in the greater Los Angeles area. Please contact me at drbriangrossman@gmail.com. Okay. So you're going to start with that elevator pitch of yourself. Any of this stuff, if you want to keep it in, put it into the second paragraph and put it in the first person. I have a track record of expertise in et cetera, et cetera. I use evidence-based approaches. And make those into separate paragraphs in there. Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Perfect.
So this was kind of like a high level partial profile audit, Brian. I hope you found this beneficial. Do you have any questions before we end our call here today?
No, perfect. I like how you hit me right between the eyes with exactly what I need to do. And of course, I will do follow up with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brian. I'm going to stop my screen share. I'm going to pull everybody on video up on screen right now. I want to thank the rest of our VIP job seeking community for joining us here today. And before I leave, I am going to share the YouTube link with our Zoom group. I'm going to put it into chat. If you all would like to go onto the YouTube link right now, please do so and drop in your introduction, just like we do on the Zoom call. I want you to go onto the YouTube video and drop that onto the YouTube video, because you never know who may watch this video later, who has that perfect job opportunity for you and may be looking for you. And it's also a great way of building up your LinkedIn connections by broadcasting that out onto the YouTube video. So again, for people in the Zoom session, click on the YouTube. It'll take you to the live video, and then you can comment on it. Brian, that link will take you to the playback as well. So grab that from the Zoom comments right now. Did you have another question, Brian?
Yeah. Where do we drop our... I'm not seeing where to put a comment to put our intro.
So if you go onto the YouTube video, you should see the comment section. On my screen, it's off to the right-hand side because we're live right now. After the video's done, it will go into comments below the video. That's my understanding. Christopher, do you know anything different about that?
And you do have to be logged in to your YouTube account to leave a comment.
Okay, good to know. So you have to log into YouTube first, and then you can leave a comment. Brian and the others, did you all grab the YouTube video before we end the Zoom here?
I did.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you guys so much for helping with the demonstration. Christopher, thank you with helping with the tech. Brian, thank you for allowing me to do a profile audit. I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will be looking for comments later on, and have a wonderful weekend. I will see you on next week's Friday VIP office hours call. We'll see you at 10 a.m. next Friday. Take care. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.